Joining us now to discuss the current tension in the Middle East, we have Paatel. He's senior advisor to former President Trump for national security, defense, and intelligence. How does he see the Biden administration's policies in the Middle East compared to Trump's? Paatel, thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you back on the show.
Hey, it's great to be with you to kick off this Friday.
Now, we saw Pakistan and Iran have agreed to de-escalate. This is after they were trading airstrikes. So far, there's no such message coming out of the Iran-backed Houthis or the Israel-Hamas war. Now, a piece in The Independent is saying that the U.S. is now fighting a regional war in the Middle East, even if the Biden administration won't admit it. Do you agree with that assessment?
I don't agree with any assessment on the national security front that the Biden administration makes, because they are the ones that have created these new enemies and these new alliances with their disastrous national security policy. I mean, we have to take a pause for a second. Iran, the world's largest state sponsor of terror, is supposedly launching strikes into Pakistan, who houses the world's largest terrorist organizations and individuals. And now they're going to become allies. I don't believe any of these narratives that any of these folks are putting together, because their number one interest is to defeat American and American interest. And Joe Biden can't paste over that disastrous consequence of his national security policy by going to the media and saying everything's fine, nothing's to see here. I just want to remind the audience that there are 2 dead American soldiers as a result of a tragic operation in the Red Sea that Biden and Austin should never have launched.
And now, taking a step back, we saw under former President Trump the Abraham Accords, or peace in the Middle East, something that many said was impossible. Now, what did Trump do that worked?
It's a multifaceted effort. The diplomatic achievement was the Middle East Peace Accords. It's a wonderful, monumental achievement. But in order to create that space, that's the purpose of your Department of Defense, your intelligence community, your national security apparatus, is to go in traditionally and create diplomatic space for you to work in. And that's where President Trump and Jared Kushner were so brilliant in that diplomatic space, getting countries who had never spoken before diplomatically to not only speak, but establish diplomatic relations, mainly Israel and so many of the Middle Eastern countries. And we were going to expand out from there. And we asked Joe Biden to continue it, and of course he said, no, we're not going to continue it. So I think when you have a strong national security footing, because the world believed that Donald Trump was a powerhouse when it came to national security. So when he told Iran, stop building your nuclear arsenal, when he told our enemies to stop compiling efforts with terrorists, they listened, because we would kill the terrorists and suffocate them through sanctions, through the global banking system and international trade. That's the exact opposite of what Joe Biden's doing here. He's given Iran money, he's given them trade, and now they have the ability to buy weapons with their new $6 billion from everyone.
And now, Senator Tim Scott has just endorsed the former President Trump. This is ahead of the New Hampshire primary. Now, several people, pundits, conservatives all over, are already saying that Trump is the likely Republican nominee. And now, if he does get that second term as president, what would he do to end these tensions that we are seeing in the Middle East?
I think it's an amazing achievement that the senator from South Carolina, Tim Scott, is endorsing Donald Trump, and I think rightly so, over the former governor of his home state, Nikki Haley, for the reasons that answer your question. Because America is craving national security. Donald Trump, you don't have to take a chance on Donald Trump. He's in the unique position of having been president. So not only can he say, I will do this, I did this. He sealed the border. He stopped the drug traffickers. He shut down Chinese fentanyl from coming in and killing our children. He made the illegal immigrants stay at bay south of our border, and he took on the human smugglers so that we wouldn't have any more child sex trafficking. That's just south of the border. Then we get to Iran, where he issued crippling sanctions, suffocated their economy. And let's not forget, on a kinetic effort from the military and intelligence standpoint, he took out Soleimani. He took out Baghdadi, 2 of the world's literally largest terrorists responsible for so many American and American ally deaths. Those are just some of the things that President Trump prioritized. And that's the difference. Joe Biden's priority is climate change, DEI, and I don't know what else. But it's not national security. And they can't paint their way to a national security success by going to Davos and lying about it in the mainstream media. And I think the reason so many people are endorsing Donald Trump ahead of New Hampshire and thereafter is because those policies that he's advocated and put forth are front and center, and they've been shown to win for America.
Paatel, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks. Have a great weekend.